It was a little past 3 a.m. when Alex's phone rang. He was 16, lying awake in bed, scrolling through social media under the blanket. His parents were asleep down the hall. Nobody ever called him this late, so at first he thought it was a mistake. The screen showed unknown number. Against his better judgment, he answered. At first there was only static, like someone breathing through broken speakers. Then, very faintly, he heard a voice.
I can see you.
Alex froze. He whispered back,
Who is this?
but the line went dead. He laughed nervously, trying to convince himself it was just a prank. He put the phone down, rolled over, and pulled the covers up. But a few seconds later, same number, same static, same voice. This time, louder.
Don't turn around.
Alex's heart hammered. He was facing the wall, and behind him was his dark bedroom door. He wanted to believe it was a joke, but he couldn't shake the thought.
What if someone really was in the room?
Slowly he turned his head, just enough to glance over his shoulder. The door was closed. Everything looked normal. He exhaled, relieved, until his phone lit up again. A new message. A picture. It was his room, his bed, taken from the corner. But Alex was alone, wasn't he? He shot up, turned on the lamp. Nothing. He opened the closet, checked under the bed, even pressed his ear against the door. The house was silent except for the faint hum of the fridge downstairs. When he came back to the bed, his phone buzzed again. Another message. Another photo. This time, it showed him standing by the door, head tilted, eyes rolled back. But he didn't remember doing that. Terrified, Alex called his best friend, Matt, but all he heard when the call connected was that same distorted breathing. Then a third voice, raspy, low, almost animalistic, muttered,
You shouldn't have looked.
Suddenly, the shadows in the corners of his room seemed deeper, heavier. His lamp flickered, and for a split second, Alex saw something. A tall, thin figure pressed into the corner, its limbs bent at impossible angles, its face nothing but a gaping hole where a mouth should be. When the light stabilized, it was gone. The phone rang again. He didn't want to answer, but something compelled him. His hand moved almost on its own. This time, he didn't hear a voice. He heard. Not through the phone, at his window. Alex lived on the second floor. Nobody could be outside his window. He grabbed the courage to peek. At first, only darkness. Then, two pale hands slapped against the glass. A face pressed forward, stretched, skin too tight over the skull, eyes wide and unblinking. Alex screamed and stumbled back. The phone slipped from his hands. It kept ringing on the floor, the sound mixed with scratching at the window as the creature dragged its nails across the glass. Then, silence. The phone stopped. The scratching stopped. For a moment, Alex thought it was over, until he heard the closet door creak open behind him. He ran. Out of his room, down the hallway, into his parents' bedroom, empty. The bed was perfectly made, as if no one had slept there. He shouted for them, but only the echo of his own voice answered. From downstairs came the muffled ringtone of his phone. Somehow it had followed him. He crept down, every step heavier than the last. The living room was dark, but he could see the phone glowing on the coffee table. He picked it up. The screen showed the front-facing camera recording on its own. On the screen, he wasn't alone. The thing was standing right behind him. Its long fingers reached forward. The footage cut out. The next morning, Alex's parents found his phone in the living room. The final video was corrupted, nothing but static, except for one frame, almost too quick to notice. It showed Alex's face, pale and lifeless, mouth open in a silent scream. His body was never found. But sometimes, at 3 a.m., his friends still get calls from his number. When they answer, all they hear is the same whisper.
Don't turn